Morning folks, this is day 4, left camp. Andy's still strapping that monster head onto his bag, which is a good feeling to have, right? Struggling to fit a pair of antlers on a big bag because it's overspread and it's got a bit of mass to it, so he's needing to use the Maroka extender buckles and straps to be able to give himself more length to really anchor that set of antlers. So it's a pretty remarkable thing to have to be challenged by. Anyway, I'm moving back up along the ridge to base camp, where I'm gonna concentrate on some north bowls. Back into the snow line here. So here's our footprints from on the walk in. Now that stag that I just saw, that stag mark, was real fresh. At least no more than a day old, because these are only 2 days old, and look at how the definition on them is already gone. So that stag run that's going up into the snow gums behind me is, I reckon, yesterday at some stage, probably late in the afternoon. Just making my way slowly to the next little lookout point. This bush is so dry, I'm trying to stand on all the rocks to save myself. Making all the noise. Okay, now I'm at the point where it's going to get interesting. Right, I've just dropped down this long leading spur below base camp, and Andy's going to hunt an opposite face, glassing sort of into underneath some of my faces. And I've just got to the first bit of a glassing point, just down here. It's way too far for a shot, unless you're a super long ranger. But I'm just waiting for that wind to change. The thermals need to start to lift up before I want to push down any further. Otherwise, the whole exercise will be pointless. I'm looking down into a valley that I've dropped down into before in a day. And then shot that stag, climbed back out. Crazy day. Taking it a lot easier this trip. And interestingly, the less moving, the more glassing, and the less disturbing areas, I think, is allowing us to watch more animals undisturbed, which makes total sense. So maybe those big Ks that I've done in the past are unwarranted. And you know what? I'm aware of that. I think for me more though, the drive to explore and check out new country is what drives me to get up from a glassing point and start to move. I find it really hard to sit still, even though when I do sit still it usually pays dividends. But today I'm going to sit still, and I hope it pays dividends. I've just picked up a good stag in the bush. Good stag over here. He's way too far to shoot, and he's in the bush. I'll see if I can get some video footage. I reckon he'll go 27 inches, but he's not overspread, so it's pretty cool. Stag was just in there. I haven't seen that stag again. He was on a sunny little spot in the bush, surrounded by cover, and it would only be a metre or so. He'd have to step by the side and I wouldn't see him. there. And so I'm just going to sit it out on this side and just wait, glassing this big bush face. And then there's that strip of clearing underneath it with a bit of a soak spot. So that's the plan today. It's going to be a long, boring day, and I'm going to struggle to not want to move around, but I'm giving it a go, and it seems to be paying off. All this training at the gym and running and being as physically fit as I can, and I'm just sitting on my ass. I am in peak physical condition. I should be running around these mountains. I could be just as well rested up, sitting on the front porch with a can of EB, 4 eggs. As I filmed the opposite face searching for a group of 5 deer being pushed by a mid-20s stag, I was interrupted by something approaching, and at first I had assumed it was another hunter, but I was about to be proved wrong. Got him. Oh, that's unbelievable. That is unbelievable. I've never had that happen before in my life. Here I was, sitting glassing opposite face, deer on the opposite face. I had a phone call from Matt Merrick. I was yakking to Matt Merrick, and then I could hear something moving, so I just hung up on Matt. I'll go and reach Andy, and he's going to come and join me. Oh, I sort of stuff just doesn't happen to me. And this stag walked the spur, got into position, just bedded down right underneath me. This is where he was bedded. There he is here. Oh, thank you for that moment. I'll never forget that. Just such an amazing moment with that stag coming in like that. Like I said, I've never had that before. But you know, clearly he's a young animal. And he's got great shape. He's going to be a remarkable animal in a few years, but it's unfortunate I've taken your life prematurely, so for that I do apologise. Oh, it's got a tick on it. Look at that. But, you know, I'll look back on this with such fond memories. The stag came in, he bedded under me, he basically gifted himself. Give you another 4 years and you would have spread your genes, which I think for such a young animal it's already showing great symmetry and shape. But I would far rather take a stag of this calibre than shooting at long range and getting a big stag. Because I was glassing these opposite faces. I was seeing a 27-inch stag over there, which I could have shot at 450 metres. There's another group of hinds and a stag just below it. That's about it's bigger than this, mid-20 stag. I wanted to get closer, that was the plan. But before I got up to move closer, I heard the stag moving along. And it was just building, and I could feel myself shaking like I had the shakes, which I haven't had in a very long time. And I've never been as close to a Sambar stag. I've been as close to other deer, but not in the same way in which this happened. This stag was right underneath me and bedded down 12 metres away, and I just couldn't believe it. So, you know, I just think if you can get into their space where they can hear you, smell you and see you, that is truly hunting. Bow hunters, I take my hat off to you bow hunters. That is such a remarkable thing that you got.
Look at this. He's been rubbing today, hey?
Yeah.
Look how nocturnal they are. Hey.
To watch Andy butcher and take the prime cuts of meat, please click on the tag top right of screen or in the description below.
Sweet. Dinner tonight, and then we'll cut them down with gravy sauce and special rub. She'll be sweet as.
You should be able to, straight down to the left of that bush, that eucalyptus leaf. Just in that like bracken. Andy and I have just had a nice big nap and I feel groggy. I feel like I need to go back and have more sleep. That's what happens when you oversleep. But we were glassing these Bushfaces before we had a nap and we seen a hind bedded down. But that hind seems to have just shifted. It's so hot. We reckon that maybe the hind shifted more into some shade. We've got the solar panel charging behind us. It's cranking. As the afternoon wore on, Andy and I split up and I headed further down the ridge to check out a few more broken Bushfaces on last light. There's a deer just to the left of screen, slightly. There, in the centre of screen, just moving around. decision to route march up and around and come on the top of those and get close. This is the sort of hunting I like now, where there's like a bit of effort involved. You have to work hard for something. On this ridge I'm not going to muck around with the other camera, so this is probably going to be the last bit of footage. Put it away. Mew. 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 With the wind in my face, the deer were unsure of what the noises were and therefore did not spook. In fact, I was able to close the gap to within 30 metres and watch the hind and yearlings sidle out of the bush into the open, only to then turn around and head back for cover. There could just as easily have been a mature stag following the hinds, and it's during moments like these that I want to be fully prepared in case that fleeting opportunity presents itself. After all, complacency is not uncommon at the end of a long day in the bush. Just seen 2 hinds. They should be. 8:15. I reckon I can make it to the top by 9. Ask me, what do you think about when you're coming back so late at night or in the dark, and do you get scared? And my answer to that is no, I don't get scared. In fact, I feel more scared in the city than I do out here in the bush. Even in the dark, even when I can hear dogs howling or something, I still feel safer here in the bush than I do in the city, 1,000,000 times over. And what do I think about? I think about the important things in my life, like my family, my wife, my 2 beautiful kids, my parents, my brother. I think about my good close mates. I think about things that are really important to me and that I love dearly, and just remind myself how good it is to be alive and how good it is to be able to do these things, because if I didn't have the ability to do this, I really don't know what I'd do. I think I'd be in a sorry state of affairs. And I also think about the hunt. I think about the next hunt. I think about what were the animals doing today, what will the animals be doing tomorrow. These things all bubble into my mind as I walk away in the dark. I think about my fitness. I think about how good it is to be fit and how I enjoy the struggle. I think about how the struggle is actually what makes a hunt. It's not the outcome or the reward, it's the process. I think about the process a lot. I think about, have I earned what I've got? I think about, actually, that's probably it. I think about all this stuff. As day 4 drew to a close, and with our hunt coming to its conclusion, Andy and I began planning future hunting and fishing trips, and I shall suspect you will be seeing more from us in the future.